Generally, we see a common example of finding factorial using the recursive function. So let's implement it. First of all, let me declare a variable num and let me get a number from the user. So I will say cout, enter a number, cin num. So now we are done with getting the values from the user. Now let me define a function which will return an integer value. Let me name the function fact and I want to pass an integer argument. Alright, so this is the prototype of the function. Now let me define the function. I'll say int fact. Let me declare a variable I here. So now we want to return the factorial of I, and for that we want to use the recursive function. So first of all, I want to return the factorial, that is, I want to return I into I minus 1 into I minus 2 into I minus 3 into I minus till the nth number, right? So for that, we can use recursive function and I can simply say return I into, now I will again call this fact function of I minus 1. So now, for example, if i's value is 3, then this function will return 3 into the fact of 2, which is going to return 2 into 2 minus 1, that is 2 into 1. So that's how the whole multiplication series will get lined up and internally it will get stacked and executed. But we have just one problem over here. We need to stop the function from recursing once the value of I is 0. Let me put a condition here. I will say if I is equal to 0, then I want to return 1. Else, I want to recurse the function. So now just one thing is remaining. Let me call this function. I will say fact num. Now let me display the factorial, for which I will say cout. Now let me call the function fact of num. Now let me run it. Let's say I enter 4 and it says 24. Let's go through the flow once again. Here when I entered 4, it actually returned I, that was 4, into the fact of I minus 1, that is fact of 3. Now fact of 3 will again return 3 into fact of 2 and that will again return 2 into fact of 1. And then once the fact of 1 is called, it will return 1 into fact of 0, and that's when the if condition comes in and it returns 1 once again, and that's how the multiplication order gets stacked in the compiler, that is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 into 1. So this was it about using recursive function to get the factorial of a number.